5388 on the Nifty, so not gone anywhere really, but has not broken the morning's lows, but has not been able to claw back above 5400 either. Yesterday, a lot of financial stocks went up after the banking discussion paper for new banking license norms came out. Subsequently, some stocks corrected, other stocks continue to rally. One stock which has held firm is Religare, perhaps indicating the market's belief that it is in pole position for one of the licenses which the RBI might eventually dole out. Sachindra Nath, Group CEO at Religare, is with us now to talk about that possibility. Morning, Sachindra. You've had one full night to sleep over that 30-page document. Do you now believe that you meet all the criteria, or are some of those elimination lines a bit of a worry for you?
It's still a discussion paper. I don't think so that when you read it, you can find out what are the RBI's preferences are. But on some summary of its read, RBI has been very forward-thinking in terms of who they would allow as a new banking license. When I read over it and when I look back all the business model which we run, I feel confident that yes, we are very close to what RBI's expectation are, and some of the things which we qualify are that governance and capital providers within Religare is segregated. We are widely distributed. We cover tier 2, tier 3 town very extensively. In fact, we started our business from tier 2, tier 3 towns. Our managements are very strong and they are very segregated at each entity level. So I feel encouraged by this discussion paper.
Mr. Nair, morning. LIC Housing Finance is also seen as one of the prime contenders for getting this banking license. For you as well, you're comfortable with what has been set out as discussion points even?
RBI for bringing out a very good discussion paper. Just actually track the historical perspective, various practices in different leading countries, and what are the pros and cons and what are the suggestions, and it is a very good discussion paper. It is encouraging.
Sachindra, one point that's been raised though is that the developments would be more positive if the NBFCs were allowed to, and I'm quoting, float separate banking entities and not convert into banks themselves. Are you clear about whether that option has been put forth, and would that genuinely be easier or the more lucrative way for you to function?
Midali, my opinion is that there are two kinds of non-banking finance company in India. One deposit-taking and other non-deposit-taking but systematically important NBFCs. There are very few now deposit-taking undertakings. In my opinion, these non-deposit systematically important NBFCs, for them to convert into a bank is a very big challenge, because their model is entirely different than what a bank's model is. So in my view, banks should be standalone. Your experience of running a non-banking finance business probably be helpful for regulators to evaluate whether you can qualify or you have requisite risk management measures within the firm or not. But need not necessarily conversion of an NBFC to a bank is an easy sale.
The list of, the RBI has listed out pros and cons for NBFCs seeking a banking license, and the list of cons is also pretty large in that, Sachindra. In any of those, do you see any trip-ups for you or any tricky areas where you may not be able to skirt quite so easily?
So then what I'm saying is that in our opinion, if we were to go on the path of applying for a banking license, and these are initial days, so we'll do a lot of work around it. But our view would be not to convert our current non-banking finance business into an investment company. Underneath it, we would float a separate standalone bank wherein we'll bring broader participation. What RBI has said is that bring capital, keep governance separate, bring domain knowledge from outside. If you remember what the finance minister said in his budget speech, that we need sophistication and we need financial inclusion. Sophistication into the banking can come from outside, and financial retail distribution which we have already built in this marketplace. So I think we would prefer to build a standalone wherein we hold a substantial equity stake, but we bring more people to partner with us.
Mr. Nair, The RBI on its nose was very, very unequivocal in not allowing any company which had any exposure to real estate. Indirectly, would LIC Housing's business be considered as an exposure to real estate and therefore put you at a disadvantage, you feel?
Well, it requires some clarity. Why? Because what RBI has used is engaged in real estate activity. And activity and exposure, they are two different things, and I believe that they mean to say that it is engaged in construction activities in real estate sector. And for that matter, any bank in India, everybody is having exposure in real estate sector. So that may not be the spirit of the statement. I believe that RBI is looking at, maybe some builder groups and all getting into banking license. That is possibly what they mean. Of course, it requires some clarity, and we believe that we are not engaged in real estate activity. Rather, we are financing like any other bank do. So it should not be a problem for us, I believe.
Mr. Nair, while you will fit and make the minimum capital requirement, even if it is as high as 1,000 crores quite easily, do you fear that your profitability may come under some pressure because of the norms you may have to adhere to in terms of the CRR and SLR ratios?
It again requires entirely this, what is the structure we are looking at. Possibly it is too premature to make a call on that. Maybe in our opinion we have to look at the environment some 10-15 years hence and take a call, appropriate call, whether it has to be standalone or it is a conversion. And in any way, RBI, 3-4 factors it has stressed this. One is the parentage, strong parentage it is looking at. Second is the capability of bringing in funds in times of stress. Third is capacity to enter into rural markets. Maybe small places and all it is looking at. And fourth is its financial sector experience. So I think all these four underlying points I think we have. And I don't think it is going to have any impact in our present working or profitability.
Sajendra, what about the diversified ownership issue? I mean, in your case, it's 57% for promoters. I think about 3% owned by FIIs. Is that diversified enough?
Well, I think so. RBI would look for diversified. They would be more concerned about the diversified ownership at the bank level itself, because at the end of the day, for such businesses, you need a financial sponsor which brings substantial amount of capital and commit that capital for sustenance of business. But they would not prefer that economic concentration at the bank level, and that's why while they said the industrial groups should have a diversified ownership, but at a bank level they would prefer the equity to be restricted to 40% to begin with and brought it down to 20%. So even if at a Religare Enterprises level the principal or the sponsors have 57% ownership, but underneath you can structure a bank where you hold only 40% and bring diversified ownership at the bank level itself. So, and also it talks about industrial groups. As you would know, we are largely now a services group from a Singh family perspective post Ranbaxy sales, because both Fortis Healthcare and Religare are largely we are a services business. We're not industrial conglomerate.
So your preference clearly is to have a separate bank or a bank separate, if you were granted a license which is separate from the listed Religare NBFC. What if the RBI did not give you that leeway?
Can I slightly clarify you?
Sure.
Religare Enterprises does not do, it's not into any operative business as of today. It's listed investment company. The entire capital of Religare Enterprises is invested into its subsidiary. Our NBFC is Religare Finvest, which is a 100% subsidiary to Religare Enterprises. So our preference would be to have another subsidiary underneath Religare Enterprises, wherein we hold 40% and bring more participant at that level itself.
Okay, fair enough. That's the clarification I was seeking. Thanks very much, gentlemen. It will be a long process, but thanks for joining in. Take a break. 5398 on the Nifty. Atul Sopti likely to be replaced by internal candidate. Ranbaxy might have We'll probably have a new CEO. Differences with Daiichi cited as the reasons for Atul Sopti's resignation and exit from the company. Ranbaxy is refusing to comment, but the current CEO of Ranbaxy, Atul Sopti, seems like he is could be on his way out. The Ranbaxy board meets later today for announcing results as well. But differences with the current promoter, Daiichi Sankyo, could be reasons why Atul Sopti of Ranbaxy may be putting in his papers. The stock's down 1% at 442. We'll take a break and come back with what's moving in trade this morning.